Hey, Kyle here. Today, I have the privilege of sitting down with Kevin and Tiffany, owners of Nekter Juice Bar, two locations here in Vancouver. So, Kevin and Tiffany, go ahead and introduce yourself. What should people who don't know about you know about you?
Sure. I'm Kevin, my wife Tiffany. We've lived up here in Vancouver for over a decade, Northwest for longer than that. And we are passionate about being involved with the community. We both maintained full-time jobs while starting Nekter. The idea being we wanted to be able to get a little bit more involved instead of just sort of taking and buying and consuming, but also providing something, a product that we were excited about and bringing it up to the Northwest.
Give us the backstory. Why Nekter Juice Bar? How did it get started? And where did this idea come from?
Well, I used to travel quite a bit for my job, and I used to go down to Southern California and Arizona, and the group that I traveled with always would stop at Nekter Juice Bar. And so I would come home and tell Kevin, oh, they had this really delicious thing. It tastes just like a Frosty, but it was good for you because it was made out of natural ingredients. And so I felt like when I was going down there, I was getting a treat that was good for me. And we always wanted to start our own business. And so we started to brainstorm of things that we could do to kind of get Kevin out of the corporate world. And he said, hey, you really like this Nekter Juice Bar. The only thing really in Vancouver is Jamba Juice, which is delicious, but a very different product. Would you consider us opening one of these? And so with lots of prayer and more on my end fear, we kind of jumped into this, and that's how it got started.
Yeah. At the same time, we just had a couple of our girls were just starting to grow up, and sometimes you wanted to get quick food that was fairly healthy or fresh, and there are only a handful of those options. And so this was a nice option even for ourselves to pop in and out 5 minutes and have real vegetables or real fruit in some fashion to give to the kids and, extend out a drive or something like that. So it was a little self-gratifying as well.
I love that. How long have you guys been open now?
The first store, which is over by Trader Joe's off Mill Plain, opened at the end of 2017. And our second location in Hazeldale opened in September of 2019. So just about 6 months old for the second store in Hazeldale.
Okay. So you just opened the store in Hazeldale and then COVID happened. So talk to us about what that's been like as you open this second location and COVID's hit. How has that affected you guys as a business?
Well, we love our Hazeldale location because it's surrounded by like-minded businesses, more specifically gyms. We've got tons of CrossFit gyms around there, a Pilates gym, Orange Theory's over there. We're right next to a LA Fitness. So we're like, this is perfect. People who are taking care of their body and might want to have some sort of treat after they're done working out or, on a cheat day or whatever it may be. It is a fantastic location for that. And then when COVID hit, all of the gyms closed. And so all of our regular customers were gone. So that's been really difficult over at the Hazeldale store because we were no longer in their routine. They would go and they'd work out and they'd come into the store all sweaty and ready for some calories to recharge them. And they just haven't been there anymore. So that's been one challenging thing about COVID.
Yeah, normal stuff that most businesses have, as just having opened, we've got a new staff, a new set of team members, and we're working out a lot of kinks with the new store. It's just Tiff and I that, own the stores. There's not a huge corporation, although we're a franchise. We have corporate support, but they got hit by COVID too. So IT staff, HR, all those people got limited in their hours and support. And so now we have a new store with a new staff, and we're working through normal issues, whether it be IT or construction type things that you're going to have the first year of a new store. But now that's falling on us. And so we've got a young team that needs the help, but they're not getting it. So one of the challenges that we're facing is at times, you've got an extended lead time for customers to get their products, which is a huge bummer. You might have issues with the wrong ticket printing out, and so you might get the wrong product. Thankfully, that's really rare still, but we almost try to have, of course, a 0% incident of that at the other store, which had worked through a lot of those kinks. So it was difficult timing. I'm glad that we had sort of 4 or 5 months to get through some of those really initial things, but some of those are still outstanding, and just takes a lot longer to work those out.
Another issue that we're having is kind of the trickle-down effect of not being able to get needed produce or items to make some of our menu items. So, somewhere way up top, they had to close down because of COVID, and let's say they freeze strawberries. So they freeze strawberries, and then our supplier can't buy those strawberries, and then in turn, we're not getting the strawberries. And so one of us with our 3 kids at home are having to run around town trying to buy enough strawberries to last us a week, which is sometimes several hundred pounds of what we need. And that's really hard to source at grocery stores and that sort of thing. And then it's also more expensive if I'm going to Fred Meyer and buying these little 6-pound bags of things when I need hundreds of pounds. And so getting a lot of the supplies that we need sometimes is very delayed because of a manufacturer that also had to close, or we've just been out of things for several weeks and we've had to kind of improvise not having them on our menu.
So you've made some improvisations, you've made some pivots. What are some other things that you are just learning in this season as business owners, and then just personally, maybe about yourselves as you guys are trying to navigate this season?
Yeah, from a business perspective, one thing that we've been really grateful for when Tiff and I are in there on the weekends, working cash register, getting face-to-face with our customers, it's been great to hear customers time and time again over the last few months thanking us for staying open. It's been really encouraging to hear that we are a staple for so many people's daily existence. During COVID, it was a chance for people to have some normalcy, to go out and buy something. But at the same time, a lot of people rely on us for their daily health benefits. We have actual vegetables and actual fruit that's mixed up and blended in some form or fashion, and we don't add sugar to it. We don't put anything else in there. And so you're getting real stuff that's good for you. Nekter's coming out with a lot of marketing about how this is, part of your immunity and stuff. And I think there's a lot of truth to that. So as a business owner, it's been reassuring to know that maybe we're on the right track here, providing a healthy alternative for folks.
I think for me personally, I've had to learn to really roll with it. Because I'm very regimented and I'm efficient and I like things done a certain way. And then I've got my day planned out, and then we find out 3 more of our employees decided to take time off because they felt scared or they were uneasy working with the public. So then all of a sudden my days shifted and I'm actually in the store working all day long, or, something just to kind of work with change and to know that there's an end to the change, or that it's going to change again soon. So it's not going to stay like this forever. And just to kind of learn to let things go, and I guess to relax a bit more, which I could probably do a little more of that relaxing. But yeah, to just kind of roll with the changes and know that this is not eternity. It's going to end and it will get better, or it will change and we'll just have to move on to the next thing.
Is your top selling product, and what's your favorite product personally that you guys have?
Top selling product for both stores is the acai banana berry bowl. The acai bowls are becoming more popular. Should be a household name at this point, I imagine. Banana berry bowls are tried and true. Kids love it. Somebody coming straight from the gym, kind of doesn't matter. Definitely a top seller.
It's kind of like having ice cream for a meal. It's got almost like a sorbet base, but it's all natural fruits blended together. Personally, I love one called the Health Nut. It's kind of like a peanut butter milkshake. And once again, it's just made with cashews and with peanut butter, bananas. I mean, it's delicious. It's just like a good for you milkshake. So we've got those and the fresh juices over ice. Those are a really nice hot day treat. I mean, it's just a very fresh, makes your body feel good when you're done with it.
What can the community do to support you guys? Sure. Yeah. The obvious is, of course, patronizing your restaurants and shops and things like that. As you do, though, as we mentioned earlier, our request is that people have an extra dose of patience with our staff and with us if we're the ones in there. Like I said, we're making it sound like a bad situation and very, very unlikely that your product won't be ready when you order it or that it's going to take an extended period of time. But those things are more likely to happen than we would expect 6 months into the store had COVID not happened. And so if people walk in with that extra dose of patience, with a smile, kind of thinking like, hey, maybe this employee is a little uncomfortable working today, but they need to work because they need the money, right? And we're all making those calculations on a day-to-day basis. And sometimes I think we forget that, right? We're in the hustle, and we know our customers are bringing in their same stuff with the day too. And so that's something we're trying to remind our employees of, every day. If somebody's kind of rude to you, like, man, imagine what kind of day they're having. And having our customers coming in at the reverse, that extra dose of patience is really helpful, I think, for everybody.
Prayer that everybody stays healthy and to go out and support businesses when they can. And just providing people with a smile. And it's a hard time, I think, for everybody. I'm not sure there's anybody that's saying this has been the best time for us. And so that's one thing that we always remind our team members is one thing you can provide for people during this time is a smile. So I guess to return that to our team members also.
Even if they have a mask on.
Even if you can smile through your eyes is what I keep telling them.
That's incredible. Smile through your eyes. I love it. So how can we get a hold of you all? Where can the community find you guys at?
Yeah. So our Hazeldale location is right by the Buffalo Wild Wings off of 78th and whatever the cross street
Highway
is.
99.
Highway 99.
Highway 99.
You guys can Google it. Chipotle and Buffalo Wild Wings and LA Fitness, you'll find it.
Okay.
And we are open 8 a.m. to 7 p.m. 5 days a week, and then 9 a.m. to 7 p.m. on the weekends. The best way to order is through the app, which I don't love downloading apps either, but it makes the most sense for Nekter because you're going to, if everything's working, your product will be ready when you show up, and then you also eventually, start getting free stuff. So helps us out a lot.
You can also find us on Instagram and Facebook, and we try to post a lot of our promotions and that sort of thing.
Yeah, that helps.
On that as well.
Yeah, give us the handle for your Facebook and for your Instagram. Do you know that?
Yes, it's Nekter Hazeldale.
Okay.
And it's Nekter spelled Nekter.
Okay. Awesome. So the best way to place an order is via the app. Follow you guys on social. Man, it has been so awesome sitting down with you guys today, hearing a little bit of the story of how things have gotten started and how you guys are navigating COVID-19. So as always, from the Hazeldale Salmon Creek Business Association, it's been a pleasure to get to interview you guys. We want our community to support local, support Van Bluff. Thanks for today's interview, guys.
Thanks so much, Kyle.
Thanks, Kyle. Appreciate it.